if somebody who do the work and he is really good at the work and the skill is over here, but his communication skill is over here, where do you think people will think he is at? People will always think that he is at this level, lower level, because you are only as good as your communication skill. What is the biggest fear that people have? That is fear of public speaking. And it is indeed my biggest fear. I'm always that kind of awkward person, don't know how to act in certain situation, and then don't know how to say the things that are in my thoughts. It's me. But there was one point that changed my life. So it was one day, 5 of us were in the car, and there were one mentor, our mentor, and also my other 4 friends. And in that car, they were like chatting, they were having fun, they were laughing, but I was just there sitting on the back of the car, and I was just quiet the whole time. So for hours we were driving, I was just listening, but I didn't contribute to anything. So I would just like listen and laugh, and that's it. But you know, the thing is, at that moment I felt so weird. I felt like I really want to say something, but I just never have the chance to say, because they always keep talking, and they keep talking after each other and then talking on top of each other. There's just no room for me to speak. And there was no even one moment that somebody asked a question to me or even mentioned about me, and that made me feel even worse. I already didn't have the chance to talk. I wasn't brave enough to create a new topic. I was just quiet there, accepting that I was just silent. And there was one sentence that hit me hard. So this mentor, he said that this is such a great time, 4 of us here in the car, we should really do this more often. And I was like, 4? I was so sad, because it's not just that I was not acknowledged that I was there, though I'm quiet, but somebody just thought that I was not part of the conversation. I was just not part of the people in there. I really wanted to be part of the conversation, but I just don't have the skill to join the conversation. And that moment taught me to get out of my comfort zone. That taught me that I have to figure out whatever that is, the way for me to be able to speak in front of the public. I knew I had to change, and that is how I discovered what is called Toastmasters. In Toastmasters, you have the ability to speak in public. It may be to 10 to 20 people depending on how big is the club. That joining Toastmaster is really the first step for me to get out of my shell and to put more practice into my speaking ability. Joining Toastmasters, at first it was really intimidating. I was so scared and so nervous. It was a really new environment for me. And after the second meeting with Toastmasters, I actually stood up, but I knew I was so desperate to learn how to do public speaking. On that day, on that first day, I decided that on the next meeting, I'm gonna speak. I don't know what I'm gonna talk about, but I'm just gonna speak. And let's guess how I felt at that time when I did my first speech in front of 10 people. When they just called my name, I went to the front, and I was so nervous. And I also bring this note card with me, try to remember the outline that I'm gonna talk about. And people were just looking at me intensely. I was like, ugh. And also I remember really clearly, I was sweating. My face, I could feel that it was so red and it was hot. All I could think at that moment was just to finish this speech as soon as possible, because this is so uncomfortable. I want to get out of this. But then after that, after the first one, the second one, and the third speech, total now I spoke for 5 times. It gets better every time. Though I still get the symptoms like sweaty armpits, or my face is just get red and hot. I learned that I can implement a new skill or a new technique for every speech that I do. And I did that. At first it was just all plain, trying to finish it as soon as possible. And then the second time I tried to put more humor. And then the third time I tried to ask audience some questions. And then on the fourth time I tried to combine everything. I tried to move more, move my body more. I have to combine everything together, the humor, the inspiration, and also the education. And you know what? It all could happen because I made the first decision to step out of my comfort zone. And here are some tips that I can give you guys if you want to improve your public speaking. Number 1 is that you have to practice. public speaking, it's about how many times have you spoken in public. If you've spoken for 100 times versus when you spoke for the first time, the difference is huge. You'll have more confidence if you speak so many times versus when you never had any experience. And that's what you should do, is to go into an environment just like Toastmasters where you can practice and always increase the number of practice. Remember the old saying, practice makes perfect, but it's not gonna be perfect at first, and you should embrace it. And you also have to embrace the discomfort. I know how hard it is. It's just like your skin, you just want to get out of your body because how awkward that is and how scary that is. But after you did it, trust me, you will feel so accomplished, and learning all those public speaking techniques will help you in the future in your job. Because I learned this thing from Fin Zhang, the guy who is really the guru in terms of public speaking. He said this: if somebody who do the work and he is really good at the work and the skill is over here, but his communication skill is over here, where do you think people will think he is at? People will always think that he is at this level, lower level, because you are only as good as your communication skill. So guys, facing your fears is never easy, but you need to know that you have to go through that uncomfortable for you to be comfortable, and you will get so much more opportunities if you are good at public speaking. So embrace the discomfort, keep practicing, and one day you will be a really great speaker. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys get something out of this video, and I will make more video like this in the future, talking about personal growth and also to motivate you guys. If you guys want to share your own personal stories about public speaking, about why are you scared of it, please feel free to comment down below. And also please support my channel. This is my new channel and I really want to grow it. Please give me a subscribe, a like, and share to your friends. Thank you so much, you guys. I really appreciate you and hope to see you on the next video. Bye!